can't call this cat without getting back. Welcome back, team. It's New Year's Eve, the day that I'm filming this. It's been a great year for me, you guys. 2024 was really the best of the best. This is the year that I started my YouTube channel, started talking about a lot of music, started doing a lot of music, started making a lot of music, and I thought it would be appropriate for us to look back at the year and talk about my top 10 albums for 2024. Now, of course, we always go through my credentials, what makes me qualified. I'm in a band, and so that means that my opinion is valid and important. My disclaimers are that my criteria is based on my taste and what I gravitate towards, which is not necessarily what is technically the best. I am not a music journalist. I'm not any kind of journalist. I am but a girl in a bedroom with a little hedgehog and a microphone that I got at Walmart. I really just want to talk about music that I liked this year, okay? I didn't go out of my way to try to listen to every single new release. There are a lot of things that came out this year that I didn't actually get a chance to listen to. These are the albums that caught my attention, that I revisited multiple times, that I really enjoyed. It's all subjective, okay? So you can disagree, even though I am right about everything. You're allowed to disagree. Now, my taste is that I listen to mostly punk, some rap, some pop, some alternative, indie, etc. I also love local bands. I live in Vermont. I'm very involved in the DIY scene here. I love supporting small DIY musicians. So you'll see a lot of that on my list as well. So I hope that you will come away from this video with some new recommendations, some new bands to start following, because I predict the future. I made my Chapel Roan video before she blew up. I made my Dinner in America video before that movie blew up. I am a psychic. My taste is impeccable. So I do want to start off the jump just shouting out some releases that did not make it on my list. Not for any particular reason, not because they're not good, but just because I either A, didn't realize that it came out and didn't listen to it enough, or B, it just didn't stand out enough, I guess. So for big releases, Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter was pretty freaking awesome. I love all of the singles on that album, but I didn't really get sucked into it when I listened to the whole album when it came out. Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator. He's incredible. He's one of the best artists out there right now. Unfortunately, I just didn't really listen to it a lot. It came out somewhat recently, so I didn't have enough time with it. Come Girl 8 released The Eighth Coming, and I really like them. I saw them open for Le Tigre. They're so weird and they're so funny. Follow them on social media. They just basically only post memes. I did listen to one of the tracks on it that I really liked. The Linda Lindas released a new album this year that I haven't listened to yet. Kim Gordon released a new album as well. Some smaller band releases from this year that I would also like to mention. The band Brunch, who are a local punk band here in Vermont, released an EP called Dogging that I really liked. Mellow Victoria is a band that my band has played with. They're from Connecticut. They released Mellowmania, and there are a couple songs on there that really stand out to me, and the whole album is good as well. Echo Astral is a DC punk band. They released the album Pink Balloons. That's really good. And then finally, The Bubs is Vermont's sweethearts. They are so good and so criminally underrated. Their first album is one of my favorite albums of all time, and they just released their second album called Make a Mess, which is also extremely good. Just didn't make my top 10, but listen to The Bubs. They're so good. Okay, now that we got those out of the way, we're gonna jump right into number 10. And for me, that's Brat by Charli XCX. Brat was released through Atlantic Records on June 7th, 2024. I'm just gonna kind of encompass all of Brat, but it's the same but the 3 more songs, and the remix Brat, but it's the same but also different, whatever. Charli XCX is insane. I loved the marketing around this. It was so clever and so funny. I love her sense of humor. This was such an exciting thing to follow and be a part of and be a fan of while it was happening. It's definitely gonna go down in music history. I talked a little bit about this in my last video that I posted about her reality TV show that came out a few years ago. This is a subgenre of pop that I hadn't really gotten into before. It was a really good introduction for me. So many of these songs were just instant classics. They were, I think, exactly what we were needing in terms of club music. Standout songs for me, Guess, Apple, and Girl So Confusing. For me, I actually prefer the original Guess over Billy's remix, but I do prefer Lord's remix of Girl So Confusing because that just healed so many tense frenemy situations. So many videos are on this website that you can go watch unpacking that. But yeah, that was a huge cultural reset. Also want to talk about the Von Dutch remix. So good. I love a woman screaming in a song. You guys, it's my favorite thing in the world. Addison Rae is just so cute. I really like her. I don't care what you bitches say about Addison Rae. I think she's adorable. As a side note, this wasn't an album that was released, but it is a local EDM release from this past year that I want to shout out, because if you liked Brat, especially the remixes, you need to listen to M.O. by Kate Cush, Kaya Ellis, and New Mantra. It is so good. It scratches an itch in my brain. It feels so good to listen to. Very, very exciting time for local EDM lovers. I put it on the playlist that I'm going to link in the description of this video, so you can listen to all the songs that I mentioned from these albums. This one's on there, so check it out. Number 9, All Pleasure by Thus Love. This was released November 1st. Thus Love is a Brattleboro, Vermont based queer post-punk goth pop rock and roll band. They are so good. If you haven't heard of them, definitely check them out. They are about to be rock stars. If you want to be cool and listen to them before they are, do that now. This band makes me really excited to be making music in Vermont. I haven't had as much time to listen to this in full as often as I have some of the albums that are higher on my list, but I do want to talk about some songs that really stand out to me. On the Floor is really great lyrically, and I really love the message behind it about unpacking privilege. The song Birthday Song makes me emotional for some reason. I can't understand how it's been so long and we're still best friends. It must be my charm because I'm not that smart and we're still holding hands. Oh, I just love my friends. They were recently in Rolling Stones magazine. They've toured around the US and the UK. Their style just really screams like this would be popular in the UK. And also, like, they are popular in the US too. Like, don't get me wrong about that. But I think you might understand what I mean when I say that. Like, the UK just has this, like, specific, like, taste in post-punk. And they recorded it in, like, a barn in rural southern Vermont. Just cool as hell. Ups for DIY music. The lead singer, Echo, is a star, was born to be a front person. This photo of them makes me start barking and vibrating. Something about a singer who just like gets possessed while they're performing really riles me up. Album number 8 on my list is Funeral Soundtrack number 4 by Destroy Boys. This is the 4th studio album for Destroy Boys. It was released on August 9th through Hopeless Records. So you might remember Destroy Boys from their song that blew up on TikTok years ago called I Threw Glass at My Best Friend's Eye, Now I'm on Probation. Iconic song. It's one of the songs that really like reinvigorated the Riot Girl subgenre of music on TikTok in like 2020, 2021. Destroy Boys does not consider themselves Riot Girl. They are kind of just like the evolution of it, I would say, because of the themes that they talk about and the style of punk that they were known for in their first few albums. But this album is definitely notably more diverse musically than their past albums, which tends to happen with punk bands. The more albums they release, the less punk it gets, which upsets some people. I'm fine with that. I think it's cool when bands that I like that are heavier start to release music that I feel like I could show my grandma or could be on the radio. Destroy Boys is really inspiring to me. They're one of the bands that made me want to start a band. I feel like they're kind of like the best of the best, or at the top of the genre or the like realm that I would consider my band to be a part of. It's really cool to see femmes and trans people get mainstream attention. The name of the album was chosen to reflect its thematic focus on pivotal life events, including the birth and death of significant adult challenges. Some of my favorite songs from this album: Plucked, which is more melodic, and Beg for Torture, which is a great return to form for their harder stuff that made me love them in the first place. I also want to talk specifically about the song Boyfield, a single that is for the NBs. It is for gender dysphoria. It is for the queers. The tension between me and a she/they pronoun is palpable. It's really self-explanatory, so I'm just going to read you what they say. Button up my collared shirt, might fuck around and wear a skirt. Get problems lifted off my chest, or at least suppressed till further notice. Men who feel femme, am I one of them? Do they realize that their bodies are erotic? So many things I'd like to change, but I don't mind if I stay the same. Maybe I'm an FAG instead of a DYKE, or maybe I'm both at the same time. It's amazing to see topics like this be explored in a song released by a major label. Thank you, Destroy Boys, for making it. Other song that was released on this album that I want to talk about is You Hear Yes, featuring Scowl and Mannequin Pussy, because holy shit. If you don't know Scowl, definitely check them out too. They're femme-fronted hardcore band. Mannequin Pussy, we're going to talk about more later on in the list. Their voices are perfect for each other. I love to see a feature like this, a really group effort of bands that explore similar themes in their own music coming together for this song. Why can't I walk the street without men bothering me? I'm sick of being scared when I walk home. I'm sick of being trapped by what you impose. You hear yes when I say no. Not your pretty girl, I never will be. Don't look me up and down like I'm a piece of meat. So cathartic. It feels so good. It chokes me up when I sing along to it. I feel like this is the kind of thing that you should show your like straight cis male friends and tell them like, sit down, listen, read the lyrics, absorb it, because this is our reality. Moving on. Number 7, You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to by Knocked Loose. Speaking of men, I don't listen to a lot of men, but here we are. This is the 3rd studio album by American hardcore punk band Knocked Loose. It was released through Pure Noise Records on May 10th, 2024. So I have been a quiet observer and fan of hardcore music just by going to hardcore shows in my local scene. My DIY scene is really blowing up for hardcore these days, which is really exciting to see. But despite the fact that I love going to hardcore shows, I don't actually listen to a lot of hardcore music. I've just recently started getting into like OG hardcore bands like Minor Threat. This was my first introduction to newer, aggressive hardcore punk, and I loved it. I love this album a lot. They did perform on Jimmy Kimmel, and Jimmy Kimmel fans like asked for a formal apology because it was scary. But it's so exciting to see them get mainstream attention. They were also at Coachella, and Billie Eilish is apparently a fan of them. The song Suffocate, featuring Poppy, who also had a release this year that I do like, but is also not on my list, is really good. It's my favorite on the album. It's the song that they performed on Jimmy Kimmel. This performance makes me so excited. I start sweating. I love Poppy's outfit. Another song I like on this album is Don't Reach For Me. I love this style, the heavy like starts and stops and pushing and pulling that really pays off with this like chaotic explosion of energy. Why I love going to hardcore shows, because the energy is just unmatched. It's like a real release. Number 6, Alligator Bites Never Heal by Doechii. So I have been sleeping on Doechii, sad to say, but my best friend, bandmate, and most beautiful person in the world, Morgan, has been a fan of hers for a while. And this album, like, really surprised me when it came out. I was introduced to Doechii, like a lot of people were, through TikTok. Embarrassing to admit. The album was released August 30th through Top Dog Entertainment and Capitol Records. So this is what I was hoping Doja Cat was going to do with her album last year, which, like, don't get me wrong, was still really good. Was expecting a little more old school, like, hip hop, and what Doechii has done is what I have been craving for. It's really like inspired me to want to get into more old school rap and hip hop. Her Tiny Desk performance had all Black women performers. It was so incredible. Her performance is so good. Her DJ is incredible. I love people who really pay attention to the details, expressing the meaning of the music through different art forms like fashion and hair. I love that she like wants to be the greatest. My favorite songs on this album are Bullfrog, Denial is a River, which is a song that I heard on TikTok that made me aware of this release, Boom Bap, and Catfish. Catfish is so fun for me to sing along with or to rap along with. I love the lyrics. Freaky little, sneaky little, creepy little whack bitch, creeping on me, speaking on me, sleeping on me mattress. Body so attractive, y'all be getting catfish. Leave me baffled, bewildered, relax a bit. She's purring. Aww. Boom bap, rappity rap rap, boom bap. So boom bap is a subgenre of hip hop music that was popular in the East Coast in the 80s and 90s. And the term comes from the prominent sounds of the kick and snare drums in hip hop. It's so fun to see her have fun. Something that I'll always love about an artist and about music is when you have fun with it. There's a lot from Doechii that I feel like I have learned from and am inspired by for my own music, even though I make music in a completely different genre. I think Doechii is punk as hell. So this song wasn't on her album, it was on Tyler's album, but I need to talk about it. Doechii is the only one who can match Tyler's energy. This made so much sense. I love the way she fucking screams. You bitches know I've said it before in this video. I love a bitch who screams in a song. It's funny, it's stylistic, it's perfect. It's so good. And not to mention, shout out bisexual representation. Love that about Doechii. It's getting dark, but it's Vermont and it's winter, so sue me. Number 5, Cartoon Darkness by Amyl and the Sniffers. This is the 3rd studio album by the Australian pub rock punk band Amyl and the Sniffers. They're my favorite band. They're my favorite band of all time. I think they're the greatest punk band in the world right now, and I'm going to use that as clickbait in the next video, in one of my upcoming videos. This album was released on October 25th through B2B Records and Virgin Music Group. So I do want to save a lot of my thoughts for my Amyl and the Sniffers video, but I have to talk about this album because the song You Should Not Be Doing That changed my life. It's my new anthem. It was my top song of the year. I listened to it over and over and over and over every day at least once. It's so good. I connect with what she writes about so much. Jerkin is so much fun. It literally starts the album with "You're a dumb cunt," which is brilliant. It's Mine is a really good homage to hardcore punk bands like Minor Threat, but the real highlight for me was Tiny Bikini. I know it's technically my space, but I'm the only one here in a bikini. I just want to wear my shorts. Shout out for a DIY release that came out this year. Violet Crimes is a melodic hardcore femme-fronted punk band from Vermont. They released an EP this year that absolutely slaps. I think I won it at their EP release show for like commenting on a Facebook post or something like that. So I own it. Bring back owning CDs because fuck you, Spotify. I added their song Slap in the Face on the playlist as well. There you go. They're on there. Album number 4, The Cons of Being a Wallflower by E.B. Echoes and The Locations. This album was released January 10th. You bitches forgot about it, but I didn't. I didn't see anybody else put this album in their top 10, or maybe I did. I don't know. I actually didn't check, but I'm like, no, seriously, I'm special. I listened to E.B. Echoes. This album was really good. Trust me. E.B. Echoes and The Locations are a queercore, pretty girl punk band and ska band from Brooklyn, New York. This album is so good. And it is also criminally underrated. If this album existed when I was in high school, it would have been my entire personality. And I mean that as the biggest of compliments. I was listening to Brittany Broski's podcast recently about how who you were when you were 14 is still who you are now, and to reconnect with that version of yourself. This album does that for me in ways that are so healing and important. It makes me feel so good. It takes that style and genre of music that I have loved for so long and gives it this maturity and treats it with the seriousness and polished feel that it deserves, and adds this queer element and themes of growing older. And I just adore it, and I adore her. I know Evie. That's a brag. She played at FemFest, which is an event that me and my band put together twice a year. Basically, I just choose bands with femme members that I really want to see live, and I make them come to Vermont by making them play at our show and let them sleep over at my house so that I can see them. They were incredible. This band is so exciting to me. This album is so good. Go check it out. My favorite songs are Brain Dead, which is such an earworm, Impossible Not to Sing. Also 24, The Growing Pains of Capitalism. When there wasn't this pressure to have your whole life figured out and a career at 24. I guess it's just growing pains. This song hits even harder when you're 27. Fuck. Also, Helicopter Parent is so good. I cannot relate. I had neglectful parents. I'm sure a lot of you bitches can probably relate to this one. Helicopter Parent, isn't it apparent you're ruining our relationship? Wishing you were better. Stop trying to change me. Let me be. I gotta find my own path, but I can't do that if you're breathing down my neck. I need my privacy and you to stop keeping tabs on me. Play the victim. Play innocent. Transparent words are so paper thin. No one feels bad for you anyway. Also, Odd Man Out is social anxiety anthem. Love it. Everyone knows everyone. I'm just sitting here watching conversation after conversation. Me core. The odd man out, even though I'm not a man. The odd man out. I'm taking estrogen. I love it. It's so clever. It's so good. Also, Evie, if you're watching this, post your lyrics somewhere. I have auditory processing issues. I don't understand what people are saying in songs ever. I need to know what you're saying. I only could figure out some of the lyrics to talk about them, but I know that they're good and I want to hear them all. So give them to me, please. Show me to me, Rachel. Album number 3, Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. This album had a chokehold on me when it was released. It came out May 17th. Hit Me Hard and Soft is the third studio album by Billie Eilish. It was released through Dark Room and Interscope Records. Spotify has never done this to me before, but the week that this released, I got a notification. I was like, hey, you listened to Lunch 57 times this week. Okay, just call me a dyke next time. Lunch just like made me feel things. Another song I love on this album was Skinny. The way that she sings, and the internet is hungry for the meanest kind of funny, and somebody's gotta feed it. The way that her voice just... Nobody is doing it like Billie Eilish. Birds of a Feather is obviously another standout. So this song blew up, interestingly, after people were done being horny over lunch. It was like the secret hit of the album. But a song that I really love that stood out to me is The Greatest. Now, again, you know I love a good yell, and this song has an incredible yell about halfway through it. This is a tunnel song. If you remember that scene in Perks of Being a Wallflower, this song would slap in the tunnel. I dare you bitches to go try it. Number 2, I Got Heaven by Mannequin Pussy. This is the 4th studio album by the rock band Mannequin Pussy, released March 1st, 2024 through Epitaph Records. They're Philly based. We love Philly here. My band's going to Philly. Hi. If you live there, hi. Come see us play. So this was my introduction to Mannequin Pussy, surprisingly. I did get to see them live on their last tour. The front woman, Missy, is so incredible. Her stage presence is really, really fun. I love a band that really like thinks about the show aspect and thinks about what to say during songs, in between songs, how to interact with the audience. It's got this really fun, like sexy, flirtatious performance that she puts on, which really matches a lot of the themes of the album too. There's also like a lot of religious themes. It's very inspiring. She made the audience yell pussy at the show I went to, and had this whole bit about like making the boys say pussy and don't be afraid to say pussy. This album is sexy and mean and relentless and aggressive and punk and pretty. It's a no-skip album. I adore it. The song I Got Heaven, that the album got its name from, has some incredible lyrics. Having the verses be hard and aggressive while the chorus is melodic and sweet was such a creative choice. It's kind of the opposite of what you would expect, which I love. I went and walked myself like a dog without a leash. Now I'm growling at a stranger. I'm biting at their knees. And what if we stopped spinning? And what if we're just flat? And what if Jesus himself ate my fucking snatch? And what if I was confident? Would you just hate me more? I don't know why I'm like crying. I don't know why that got me. I just did. It's such good writing. Next song I love on this album is Loud Bark. The chorus is relentless. It's like you can hear a period in between every word. Loud, bark, deep, bite, louder and louder until she's yelling. Again, I love a bitch who yells. It fires me up. I want to be a danger. I want to be adored. I want to walk around at night while being ignored. I'm such a romantic. I'm such a fucking tease. I keep you in my sugar and you eat it on your knees. The next song I want to talk about is Okay. Now the bassist Bear Regisford is singing this song, and his voice next to Missy's relentless okaying, it's impossible not to sing along to it. It feels good. You want a slice of heaven, you know what I want. You think this pussy's easy? You're gonna have to beg and heal and learn. We're already at the end. Number 1 is Nuisance by Babe Haven. This was released June 21st, 2024. North Carolina band Babe Haven. This is their bio that I got from their Bandcamp. Babe Haven is a high-energy queer punk band with a mission to elevate femme-presenting individuals, people of color, and members of the LGBTQ+ community. They transform each show into a sanctuary of empowerment and acceptance.
Girls, come to the stage. We want some girls. Come to the stage. Come dance with us. We want some dancers. We want some dancers. Who wants to dance? Who wants to shake the shaker?
Their sound can be classified as early Zero's new metal rebellion meets Riot Girl sass, a sonic assault that grabs you by the ears and refuses to let go. Ugh. This album fucks. It was so surprising, but also not surprising. Their first album, Uppercut, is also incredible. You can tell that they've really polished and refined what they're doing. There's a lot of thought that went into where the songs are in the album and how they flow into each other and its themes. It's really like a project that you can tell was made with a lot of care and attention to detail. Just to say, like, it was hard to pick songs. I don't listen to just one specific song from it. I listen to it front to back, choosing a few, but just know that, like, genuinely I could have talked about all of them. This band is like the most exciting band to me right now. It's how I imagine it would feel to be around when Kitty was popping off in the 2000s. This is a band that is on the edge of stardom, genuinely. Like, they are about to blow up. Look at this. My band was supposed to play with them like a while ago and in Boston, but we didn't do it, and it's the biggest L of Burly Girlies history. They're another band that I just like want to get to play a show here just so I can see them. First song, Die, parentheses, and Rot. Die, and also Rot. The lead singer, Lily, has something really special in her delivery and vocals. If you have never gotten into like hardcore bands with a lot of screaming, I would still recommend checking this out because this could still really grab you, even if that's not really your style. Die and Rot opens up with an incredible growl. It's so cathartic. You think of me as a fucking disease. I see your face and I think the same. A foul-mouthed bitch. I'm just a nuisance. You better count your fucking days. Get the fuck up.
Get the fuck up! Back and forth, back and forth! Die and run, die and run!
If I were you, don't you understand? It's a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to know the things that we know. If I lived a different life, something safer, somewhere I could walk the streets at night, maybe I'd be less vulgar, maybe I'd be more stupid, maybe I'd live free. But we're meant to daydream and blossom in the spring, and if a man say he don't like it, it don't mean a fucking thing. I'd run if I were you. The song Nuisance, thank God nu metal is coming back. Thank God. Our lead guitarist loves metal, only listens to metal, but the only subgenre of metal that she does not like is nu metal, and that's like the only subgenre of metal that I listen to frequently, and I'm a little embarrassed to admit it, but this song makes me not embarrassed to be a nu metal fan because holy shit. This is nu metal for girls. This is lesbian nu metal. This is femme. It is gay. It is cool. It is empowering. It's feminist. It's what we've been needing. Fuck Limp Bizkit. Babe Haven. This is Rage Against the Machine for girls. Fight back. Stop focusing on what it is and what it isn't. Get strong, bitch. Stand up. You're not stupid. You know what's up. Stop focusing on what it is and what it isn't. Fight back. Fight back. Finally, Can't Call This Cat. Can't call this cat. Now, this song is exactly what they mean when they say riot girl sass. Bet you wish you knew how to control me. Mama always told you it would be easy. You just gotta hang out of your window, whistle like a dog, make her feel queasy. But what your mama didn't tell you, there are girls who will make you feel sorry. Get ready to tell a different story. Can't call this cat without getting bit back. This song is what I wish I was doing when I get catcalled. You're gonna wish you kept your fucking mouth shut. Thank you, Babe Haven, for making this for me. For me. You made this whole album for me, and I thank you for that. Just a few conclusions to wrap it up. Great year for songs. Great year for hating men. But just the ones that make us feel unsafe. The ones who make it so we can't walk on the streets. My next conclusion, I love albums. Fuck playlists. Fuck Spotify. Let's go back to owning CDs. Let's go back to listening to things front to back. And my last conclusion is support your local scene. I would love it if you would comment what your favorite releases are, not just big releases, but who has been releasing music in your DIY scene. What city are you in? What band released an album this year, or any singles or anything like that? Tell me about them. I want to hear more. I love supporting local music. That is it. That's all from me. Please likey, please subscribey, please follow me if you want on Instagram, etc. I'm gonna release a long video about all of the music in the Scream franchise. So hopefully that hits for some of you. If not, it was a fun thing for me to talk about regardless. I'm just really looking forward to getting back in the swing of YouTube stuff and keeping on track and staying motivated because I do really love doing this. I really appreciate you all subscribing. So thank you for doing that. I'll see you in the next one. Okay? Bye.